Oh, let's see, what time is it now? 5:07. On the downhill slide now. That little security guard, she doesn't look like she's more than maybe 23. They're just doing what they're told the security guards are. So it's got to be a cop that's telling them to do it. If you check the affidavits, that's what you're going to see. Is they're going to say that they delivered with my full knowledge. And then I had every opportunity to participate. What did I actually see? A security guard, very young-looking woman, walking very slowly up a sidewalk, pushing buttons and looking at her cell phone. How many times do you see young people walking with cell phones? Walking slowly as though they're just taking their time because they're enjoying their cell phone. Right? But you knew because of the circumstance of the black boy and Barbara. I knew what. I knew that nobody said a word to me. Right? And that this teenage boy had harassed the hell out of me and my son. There wasn't any reason for me to ever approach him. So, you expect me to approach a child and ask him to say what to him. That, to me, is unbelievable. That makes me so mad. It does. It just outrages me. It just infuriates me. Children are not supposed to be treated like they're grown and do not have the maturity to handle the adult situations that happen in life. We're supposed to protect our children from having those stressors and including that child and trusting his judgment and words that he says. That's unbelievable to me. That is so outrageous, it's beyond words. Everybody's so intent on saying I'm crazy. I don't see what the reason is for any of this. I'm sure somebody's got a very fanciful explanation for it all. I guess if you were tracking Hannibal Lecter and trying to turn him into an FBI informant so he can catch other Hannibal Lecters, then maybe so. I'm not Hannibal Lecter. My feet hurt. It hurts me to walk when I have arthritis and it's cold and been up all night. They don't hurt. They're not throbbing anymore now. My feet aren't throbbing right now like they were earlier. It makes me think of the McMartin preschool trial. Oprah Winfrey declared the McMartins to be guilty on her show. She said that she thought there's no way all these kids could be saying all this if it wasn't true. It was mass hysteria is what it was. The lead accuser in that case was the son of a police officer. And he recanted, and he talks about how he begged his parents to tell the court the truth, that they told him to say it, and that the McMartins had never done any of the things that he said. They excused that and said that children who had been abused often say it never happened. So they were willing to dismiss it then. The case started out with the police department sending letters to all of the parents of the McMartin preschool children and said that they couldn't say any of the accusations due to the constitutional constraints they were under. But if they had anything to report about the McMartins, Bucky McMartin, or any of the McMartins, or anything that happened to their children were reporting things to them to let the police know immediately. Okay? Signed letters from the police department. What do you think parents thought when they read that? Something terrible's happened and the police need to know, and we better find out from our kids what's going on. Right? And they sat there and grilled their kids because they were probably telling them they knew something was going on, because they got the letter from the police department, and the kids probably said all kinds of stuff. On top of that, they were given money as victims of a crime. It was a lot of money too. So there's a motive to lie right there. You can't pay your rent, all you gotta do is lie to the police, and they'll pay you. The McMartins say different. I'm not different. They say that there was a man, looked like a mafia guy, who wanted to buy their property that they kept turning down before all this went down, with him being accused and everything. And that lead accusing boy grew up and publicly recanted as an adult and told everything about what really happened, what, 20-some years later or 15 years later, you know, so I think there were 3 or 4 suicides during the whole McMartin scandal. All the McMartins were jailed, I think. Bucky McMartin and the grandmother, the mother, whoever, without being able to get out, they had to sell their property, everything they owned, just to pay for their lawyers. So they lost everything.